rationalization. Although we consider it to be a part of number system, the rules we are going to learn here will also be applicable to the other areas of maths. So let's see what are those rules. If we are asked to rationalize something like root 5, what do we mean by that? To rationalize root 5 means to make it a rational number. But we already know that root 5 is an irrational number. So how do we make it a rational number? We have to multiply it by some numbers so that the result is a rational number, and that's what we mean by rationalization. So to rationalize root 5 means to make it a rational number. Now, how do we do this? Root 5 is multiplied by some number a to result in rational number. What can the value of a be? So what's the value of a? It will be root 5. So root 5, when you multiply it by root 5, results in the value 5, which is a rational number. Okay, so I will say that we use root 5, the second term root 5, to rationalize the first term root 5. And therefore we say that root 5, the second term root 5, is the rationalizing factor of the first number root 5. Okay, more examples. So if I have to rationalize cube root of 7, now I should multiply this by what number to result in a rational number? Should I multiply this by cube root of 7? Will that result in a rational number? No. So what do? We should multiply it with cube root of 7 square to result in cube root of 7 cube, and cube root will cancel out to give me 7, where 7 we know is a rational number. So how do we identify what is going to rationalize a given irrational number like cube root of 7? But first of all, realize that cube root of 7 square was able to rationalize cube root of 7, so cube root of 7 square is the rationalizing factor of cube root of 7. Okay, in general, if I ask you to rationalize nth root of a to the power m, I'm assuming that m right now is less than n, then what do we get? What is the rationalizing factor of nth root of a to the power m? And that will be nth root of a to the power n minus m. So if I multiply nth root of a to the power m with nth root of a to the power n minus m, the result is going to be a rational number. And therefore, the second term is the rationalizing factor of the first term. In fact, it's vice versa also. The second term is the rationalizing factor of the first number, and first number is the rationalizing factor of the second number. So in the previous example, if cube root of 7 square was a rationalizing factor of cube root of 7, the reverse is also true. So I will now call it as RF, rationalizing factor. So what is RF of fifth root of 11 square? So it will be by this rule above, fifth root of 11 cube, because the power 3 is obtained by 5 minus 2. Similarly, what is RF of cube root of 72? Now students will be inclined to say answer is cube root of 72 square. Actually, this is not the case. We need to factorize 72 first. And this becomes cube root of 8 into 9. Further break it, you will get this. And we see that cube root of 2 cube is already a rational number, that is 2. So we don't need to worry about that. We have to only worry about the power of 3 inside the root term. So we have effectively cube root of 3 square to be rationalized. And what do we do for that? Same above rule. So it becomes cube root of 3. So cube root of 3 is the RF of the given number, which is cube root of 72. Okay. Alright. What will be RF of this? Now slightly more bigger number, more general number. So where ABC, assuming they are prime numbers, what will be the RF of this? So again applying the same rules, I will get this. 7th root of a cube b4 c square, the RF of that is 7th root of a4 b cube c5. RF of such numbers where we have sum of two surds kinds of numbers, sum of two surds, so RF of root 5 plus root 3. How do we obtain? Now these are known as binomial surds. How do we rationalize these numbers? We realize that the conjugate of root 5 plus root 3 is nothing but root 5 minus root 3. That means the middle sign is changed from plus to minus. So if you multiply these two numbers, the binomial surd by its conjugate, if you multiply them, you will get a rational number. In this case, we get 2. Therefore, root 5 minus root 3 is not only the conjugate of root 5 plus root 3, but also it's known as rationalizing factor of root 5 plus root 3. So therefore, RF is like this. Now, if I ask you to rationalize the denominator of this number, that means denominator is an irrational number. I want to convert this to a rational number. We already have seen that the rationalizing factor of this denominator term was root 5 minus root 3. So how do we proceed in such questions? We multiply and divide by the rationalizing factor, which incidentally is also conjugate of the denominator. So we get something like this. And if you calculate it still further, you will get 2 into root 5 minus root 3 divided by 2. And the 2 and 2 cancels, we finally get root 5 minus root 3. Let's now focus our attention on the next part, which is how to find out square root of numbers of the type like this, a plus b root c, square root of such numbers. There is a well-defined technique of finding the square root if it's a pre-planned number, means it has a data which is pre-planned. So let's take some examples. Let us find out the square root of 7 plus 4 root 3. Our first concept is the root term here is root 3, the coefficient of that is 4. So our first step is to make this 4 2. How do we do this? We can write 4 as 2 into 2. So 7 plus 4 root 3 I can rewrite as 7 plus 2 into 2 into root 3. So that we have 2 as a coefficient. Although we have extra 2 also as a coefficient, we will see what do we do about that. But right now, we wanted 2 to be present and we have got it. Now the extra 2 we can write as root 4. And then we continue, the next term is root 3 as usual. And then what? Root 4 into root 3 becomes root 12 by applying laws of surds. So we finally get 7 plus 2 roots 12. And this way we are able to ensure that the coefficient of the roots term is 2. It has to be 2 and nothing else. Okay, this is our first step. In the next step, we will now think. We will think of two numbers such that their sum is 7 and their product is 12. And in this case, I think you can easily think of those numbers. Those two numbers are 3 and 4. And therefore, what do we see? We have to find out square root of this 7 plus 4 root 3, which inside term we were able to transform to this number 7 plus 2 roots 12. And now we are able to think of those two numbers whose sum was 7 and product was 12, which is 4 and 3. So the answer of the square root of this expression will be equal to root 4 plus root 3. You got this point? And if we simplify it further, we see that root 4 is 2. So my final answer is 2 plus root 3. To verify, you can do on your own the square of 2 plus root 3, and that should come out to be 7 plus 4 root 3. You can check it out now also. Okay, proceeding from here, let's check another example. Find the square root of 8 plus 2 root 15. And what was our first step? To make the coefficient of root 5 roots term as 2. In this case, it already is 2. So my first step is not required. I just have to move to second step. And as per that step, I have to think of two numbers whose sum is 8 and product is 15. Can you think of those two numbers? So those numbers are 5 and 3, and so obviously my answer will be root 5 plus root 3 as I got in the previous example also. So I hope by now you have understood the method of finding out square root of these numbers. All these techniques, knowledge, skills will be useful in more difficult, more typical problems. We'll come to that in a few minutes. Let's find out the value of this. Square root of 28 minus 10 root 3. As usual, we have to ensure that the coefficient of root term is 2. So we transform this like this. I'm not elaborating any further. You will get finally this point. Root of 28 minus 2 root 75. And think of two numbers such that the sum is what? 28 and product is 75. And our two numbers are 25 and 3, and so our answer is root 25 minus root 3, which is 5 minus root 3. Let us see one more problem. We have to simplify this expression. Now one of the terms is root 51 plus 14 root 2, and as usual we will ensure that the coefficient of root term is 2, but here it is 14. So we do the manipulation part. So we segregate 14 as 2 into 7. 7 is root 49. So we finally get this. And then we will think of two numbers such that their sum is 51 and the product is 2 into 49. We can easily find out those numbers are 49 and 2, isn't it? And then the answer becomes root 49 plus root 2. And so upon simplification, root 49 will be written as 7 and we get 7 plus root 2. So our expression, the given expression becomes 7 plus root 2 plus 7 minus root 2. So replacing the terms accordingly, we get this expression, and after cancellation of terms, we will get 14 upon 2 root 2, which I can further write as 7 by root 2, or you can rationalize the denominator further, we get this. Alright, let us now turn our attention to application-based problems. So our first problem is this. Now this I feel is a little bit of challenging problems for students. Mainly because inside the root term, in the coefficient of roots for term like root 5, we do not have a 2. The technique here is multiply and divide the entire expression by root 2. So when we do that, we get like this. We will get root of 6 minus 2 root 5. So what happens to this? This becomes root 5 minus 1, the numerator part. In the denominator, we will get 14 minus 2 root 45 inside the root term. Again, I expect you all to do that part yourself, how we got this. And proceeding further, we will get this, and root 9 is simplified as what? 3. So we get this expression. Of course, 2 plus 3 is 5, so we get this. Now at this stage, I have found that students tend to rationalize the denominator and get rid of the question. This is not the faster way. I think the faster way will be in the denominator, take root 5 common. Now this doesn't strike naturally to students. But if we take root 5 in the denominator common, I will get this. And that means numerator and denominator components can be later on cancelled. A big term gets cancelled. So we finally get 1 by root 5. Now you should rationalize this. So you will get root 5 by 5. And now put the value of root 5 as 2.236 and get the answer as 0.4472. When we had got 1 by root 5, why did we not put the value of root 5 there? Because if you had put there, you would have got 1 upon 2.236, which is not easy to calculate subsequently. And that is the reason we should know how to rationalize the denominator to get the simpler calculations. Let's take one more problem. So the first fraction is 1 by root 9 minus root 8. Multiply, divide by the conjugate of denominator gives me this, which is root 9 plus root 8 divided by 9 minus 8, and 9 minus 8 is 1. So we'll end up with this answer. Denominator practically vanishes. Similarly, doing this for the other terms, what do we finally get? So we will get this, and we realize that the middle terms get cancelled. So we see root 8 cancels with minus root 8. Minus root 7 cancels with plus root 7, and so on. So we finally get root 9 minus root 4. And that is what? 1. One last problem, and this is an actual CAT problem, very recent problem in CAT. So first of all, we should realize that 4096 is 64 square. And that's the first challenge. And to do this, to know that 64 square is 4096 or vice versa, you should know Vedic maths. We already have a video on Vedic maths. You can watch that and come back to this question. Now, 4096 is equal to 64 square. So we can write x is equal to 64 square to the power this, which is given over there. And now we get what? 2 multiplies with rest of the power, we get 64 to the power what? 14 plus 8 root 3. Therefore, 64 is equal to what? X to the power 1 upon this, means x to the power 1 upon 14 plus 8 root 3. Power of x is this. If you multiply divide by the conjugate of denominator, we will get finally this. Simplifying, that means cancelling 2. I can cancel 2. I cannot cancel 4. I will get 7 by 2 minus 2 root 3. Remember, this is not the answer. This is the power of x. So 64 will be x to the power this, which is 7 by 2 minus 2 root 3. And so this upon simplification becomes this expression. D option.
Thank you for watching this video. In case you have any queries regarding this video, you can always approach me on the mentioned email ID. Alternatively, you can also send the comments in the comment box.